The big thing is the Auston Trusty fallout. SFA say they're going to explain it and all that, and Rangers are raging. Did you think it was a red card?
I could easily have seen why a red card would have been given, yes. I don't think it was very clever from Auston Trusty, to be perfectly honest with you. I understand the rules, force, that kind of thing. The thing that just I couldn't understand was, why did he do it? Why did he do it? I mean, it was just stupidity, to be perfectly honest with you. He could have been red carded for daftness, to be perfectly honest. Celtic are 1-0 up and are a man up and in control of the game. It just seemed like such a crazy thing to do. Had a red card been administered, I don't think anybody would have argued that much about it. I think it was one of those ones that was never going to be overturned. If it was a red card, VR weren't going to overturn it, and because it was a yellow card, they didn't overturn that either. I think he's a lucky boy.
I think that's the best way to put it, Mick. I mean, I think I agree with Swanee. If he had been sent off, you can't really argue with it. But then on the flip side, people are saying, oh, he kicked him in the head. It wasn't really a kick in the head.
No, that stuff is now, as usual, it grows arms and legs and it's a stamp, it's a kick in the head. I mean, it wasn't that. It wasn't that. But it was still a silly thing to do. It wasn't as if it was a challenge for the ball. It was almost, he planted his feet, he'd stopped, and then he flicked about it. That was senseless.
He ran the risk, and listen, I can't even know what I said after the game Sunday. I think I said it was a yellow. I can see why it would have been a red.
Yeah.
And I can see why there's been a slight outcry. But what I do think is that this is we've seen it through the years, and listen, Celtic and Rangers have both been very capable of doing this. That when they lose an Old Firm game, you get a week of this kind of nonsense. There's a kind of there's an area that they hone in on that's the reason why the game turned the way it did. Weirdly, the red card actually helped Rangers because we've seen this over the last. This is not just even this current Rangers team, but we've seen over the last 2 or 3 years. This Rangers kind of era, they only play when they're up against it and they're nothing to lose. So when Rangers go 2-0 down against Celtic, they come back and they play and they play brilliant and they win a game. The expectation levels are so low, they play really well. When they go a man down, they're better because there's no pressure anymore. And you've seen it again, they go one each and then the pressure is back on again because then the expectation level change. So the narrative around it is that Rangers lost this game because Auston Trusty wasn't sent off. I think the Rangers got back into the game because they were man down and they didn't get sent off. I mean, it's weirdly. It allows this narrative to kind of build that it was like they were hard done by. And listen, I think it could have been a red card. I also think the penalty kick is subjective. I thought it was pretty harsh against Tony Ralston. So there's that as well. I also think there's a case that you could say that Derek Cornelius can be sent off for his tackle. I've seen that tackle being sent off a million times in the last kind of 10 years. That over the ball kind of into the ankle tackle. I'm not saying that it should be red. I'm saying it should be. I've seen them given. Likewise, I've seen the Trusty one given. So there's 3 or 4 incidents in the game that could have went either way and didn't. I think the overall narrative has been shaped by it, as it always is the case. I've seen it. I say both sides are more than capable of putting out the statements and saying we're not happy, want explanations. We've seen it a million times, right? But I think that it sometimes takes away from the reality of the situation. But listen, we'll no doubt be debating it till the next time these two sides meet. But I just think that it's a bit of a diversion, I think, sometimes.
The one thing that I would say is that isn't debatable, certainly in my mind anyway. Celtic deserved to win at the weekend. The best team won.
Yeah, I think they did, Daniel. Yeah, I think so. I thought the first half performance from Celtic was excellent. I thought they were by far the better team. Although strangely enough, they gave up 2 or 3 chances, but I thought they were the better team through the 90 minutes. And as Michael suggested, and correctly, I feel almost
very often, does it?
No, it kind of spooked coming out a goal up, and it's almost that nervousness as if okay, it's Celtic to lose now, and then they really get themselves going again at the start of the second half. Only when it went back to 1-1 that they started getting themselves back into gear, really. But I'm saying that games for us at the underside of the bar, the games for them.
Yeah,
that goes in. So no, I think Celtic were the better team. I don't think there's any debate. I don't think anybody can debate on either side that Celtic were the best team and probably deserve to go through. Well, definitely deserve to go through.
Listen, Celtic had 22 shots on goal, 10 on target, Rangers had 12 and 4. So in terms of chance creation, Celtic were dominant. It's not that, I don't know what, as you know, I'm a big XG man myself. Yeah, I don't know what the XG was. Expected Gannon. 0 as usual. Don't expect much to Gannon.
Alan is a frightening prospect.
Yeah, the expected guys later on this in the Mitchell and Town Centre. We had it Herning Town Centre. And the Mitchell, the dancing in the streets of Wraith. Herning. I just think Celtic were. I think they got. You're right. I think they got a bit spooked. Many times you've seen teams going to 10 men. You're looking for the second goal to kill the game off, but all of a sudden you're getting hit in the break. You're thinking, wait a minute, they've kept two guys up front, and they get a bit caught between how. Yeah. Well, we need to keep the back door shut.
It's classic stick or twist.
It happens all the time. It's very difficult sometimes with 10 men. That I think we're told later in the game, the next time the extra body then comes into play because the legs are tired with Rangers, and the structure goes a wee bit. At one point, they didn't have any midfielders in the park, and Celtic got the control of the ball and dominated that kind of period. But yeah, I think Celtic deserve to win the game. But I think Rangers came out with a bit of credit the way they played with 10 men. But again, I think it's easy to play when the chips are down and the game's up to Swanee, so to speak. So